Well, I did not even last until the first day, as the night before we were supposed to leave, I was bitten by a snake and died. So I guess I will be telling you all the story. A long time ago in the early 19th century, a western movement known as the Oregon Trail arose. People began to travel west for many reasons, including spreading religion, escaping debt, business, and because of manifest destiny, the idea of God wanting people to extend to the Pacific Ocean. Let's take a look at what a few of these people looked like, starting with businessman Charles.
Here comes the money.
Here we go. Money talk.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
And Cowboy Marvin.
Devil went down to Georgia, but he didn't stick around. This is God's country.
And lastly, Farmer Jed.
I'm gonna take my horse to the old town road. I'm gonna ride till I can't no more.
Though coming from different backgrounds, these companions will be traveling west to seek a new and prosperous future. However, they do not know what lies in front of them. The comrades decided to leave from Independence, Missouri in April of 1849, being three of the estimated 450 people who left at that time. Most people left on the trail either April or May, avoiding the early wetness of spring and arriving before the treacherous winter of November. Let's check in on our group. It looks like they're beginning to pack. Packing the right supplies was necessary in a successful trip to Oregon. While they continue to pack, let's look at a list of essentials people took along the trail. While we are looking at that list, it looks like our companions are ready to set off on their adventure. Let us see what they will encounter along the travels. Our group made it past the Kansas and Big Blue rivers just fine. However, their first problem has shown itself. On the way to Fort Kearny, our group is caught in some of that spring wet weather. Should they A, stop and rest and wait the storm out, or B, attempt to make it to Fort Kearny? Let's see what happens. If you choose to stop, rest, and wait the storm out, that is actually the worst decision to make. A lot of people who stopped and tried to wait out the storm actually lost more supplies, like food and clothing, than those who continued towards Fort Kearny. There's also the risk of a thief coming during the night and stealing supplies. Let's see the right choice. Choosing to go towards Fort Kearny is a good decision because not only do you lose less supplies, you can stop and comfortably rest within the fort's walls and resupply on your way out. The group is now on their way to Chimney Rock, a popular landmark on the Oregon Trail and also a transition from the prairie landscape to more rugged, rocky terrain, as it got you one step closer to the Rocky Mountains. After traveling through Fort Laramie and Independence Rock, the group reaches a divide in the trail at South Pass. They can either A, go to the Green River Crossing, or B, go to Fort Bridger. If you choose to go towards the Green River Crossing, you took the shorter route, however not the best route. The path to Green River Crossing is a very rugged terrain and hard to trek. Not only that, but the group is running low on supplies as they did not stop at the previous fort. If you choose this path, there is a chance your wagon breaks down and you run out of food and starve to death. Let's see what happens in the correct situation. Heading to Fort Bridger was a choice the majority of people decided to make on the trail because there was a point where restocking supplies was necessary after more than 300 miles of not doing so. Not only did that, but like say before, it was a much safer path to take. After restocking, the company leaves towards Soda Springs. Along the way, they notice Cowboy Marvin is looking a little sick. Does the group A, leave Marvin at a fort, or B, continue with sick Marvin? If you continue with Marvin, that is the worst possible decision to make. Turns out Marvin had measles, and measles is a highly contagious disease. And since he was still with Jed and Charles, he infected them too, causing everyone to die and nobody making it to Oregon. However, if you leave Marvin behind, that is the better decision to make. Farmer Jed and businessman Charles end up making it to Oregon and live happy lives. Poor old Marvin was not as lucky. And that is our story of the Oregon Trail. Thank you.